ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Monoxide Podcast. I'm your host, Harris, a.k.a. Monoxide, man of many automotive aspirations, and I'm here with my co-host, Dan, Mr. Gun and Garage, man of many Mustangs.
Yep, your average Ford enthusiast.
Yeah, average. Yeah. That's pretty much everybody Ford. Yeah, and today we are going beyond the meat. So I usually do this before the episode. I always ask, how do you pronounce your last name?
Kurzhal.
Okay, I was going to get that right. And then
Yep.
we're just going to call you Ben from here on out.
Yeah.
All right.
But so actually one of our mutual friends on Facebook reached out to me, and Thomas Kelly. He's like, here's two people you got to get on. I should probably reach back out to the other guy. But because I've been looking for people that are in the diesel scene or just do cool swaps and builds in general to come onto the podcast. Mm-hmm. And I think you fit the bill because you got the Rb26 Swapped GTO, which is sacrilege. Well,
It
kinda.
is.
Every red-blooded American's like, what the hell is that? And then obviously some diesel stuff as well. So I think that pretty much sums up the introduction. You just do cool shit, go fast. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, so I mean, so you get 3 different builds, I think, right? Is it 3 or 2?
I gotta count. I don't know.
You got
3? Yeah.
3?
I mean, they're always stuff done on them. You know, I mean, you always got to do more to them. So I mean, I don't know if any of them are actually done, but yeah, I think I got the GTO. Tempest still needs some stuff, and then
You got to put a DEF system in that Tempest so that you don't.
No, I'm not gonna say that I remove them, but they definitely don't stay on the truck for too long.
Yeah, well, if you want your truck to run right and actually run forever, then
not break down all the time.
Yeah,
gotta get rid of that. Yep, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I got an 07.5 mega cab that I'm stretching into a long bed dually. So that's the most recent project right now.
Okay.
So, but a little bit of everything. I just picked up a 68 C20 that I plan to diesel swap or do something cool with. So we'll see where that one leads. But
you just don't leave an original engine in anything, do you?
no, I like to have something different. You know what I mean? You go to a car show and you see the same thing, and it's just like, I don't know, I like to have something that you don't see all the time.
No, I like it.
Car shows get boring after a while, you know? It's like, another LS swap.
Well, it's tough in this scene too, right? Because we have such a small scene. Like if you go to Texas, like any city in Texas, like there's always, you're gonna see something new every single time, just because there's a way bigger population.
Yep.
Here, I mean, our scene's growing a lot recently, but you definitely start seeing a lot of cookie cutter stuff too, which no, not to knock on it, but it's cool to see the unique stuff too.
Yeah.
So so we didn't talk much about the Tempest. What's the deal with that?
It's a 66 Pontiac Tempest. I got it when I was still in high school.
Okay. And
then the year after high school, I was going to LS turbo swap it, and I had all the parts sitting there, and I was just like, I don't know, everybody's doing LS swaps now. And this was back in 2014. And I was just like, I want to do something different. I didn't have a welder at the time or nothing. I was just like, you know what, I'm going to sell all this LS stuff. I'm going to buy a 12-valve Cummins and a welder, and I'm going to make it work. And it's pretty much, I haven't done a whole lot since then. I mean, maybe a little. I did air ride the year after, but other than that, I've just been driving the wheels off of it. So, I mean, it's cool. It's fun to drive, and it's not fast by any means, but it leaves a cloud of smoke behind you.
Yeah.
Is the body in good shape or?
Not really.
No.
Everything I got, I'm not like, the GTO is one of the first cars that I have that I actually like. I'm really picky with the paint. It has to be perfect, but I like driving stuff where you don't have to care about it. You know what I mean? You just drive it, and whatever happens, and that's kind of where this ended up. So I'm not much of a body guy. I got friends that do that, and I mean, with the GTO or with the Tempest, it needs so much body work that I'm not even. It looks okay the way it is, so I just drive it the way it is.
Well, you gotta have a car like that too. Like if you're constantly worrying about it, it's not fun.
Anxiety.
It's like why buy more things so you can worry more?
Yep.
Yeah, that's just one. So what's that making power wise? Rough. Any idea?
I had it on Maps Dyno at one point.
Okay.
And that was before I even had a tack in it. You can't read horsepower without a tack. So I could read torque values, and it was like 600 or 700 foot-pounds of torque. But I've done injectors and water meth since then, so honestly, I have no idea where it's at. No
You just know it's fun.
It's fun to drive. Yeah, it's got a 5-speed in it, so I mean, it's not fast by any means. You're not getting anywhere fast, but I mean, it's just fun to drive. That was the main goal for it, so it does that. but it's an old project now. You know, I haven't even gotten it out this year yet. So my biggest problem is running out of space now.
Okay.
I got too many projects, not enough space. So I feel
Well,
like
a Tempest truck, another one that you're stretching. Like you should pick smaller vehicles, man.
that would help.
Yeah.
That would help a lot. Yep.
Yeah, you should get into like Datsuns or something.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's where the GTO is kind of nice. It's a little bit smaller, but it still takes up a lot of space in the garage because I don't like to leave it out all year, you know, while I'm waiting for parts or whatever it may be. But it's just space, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get there.
And you just store all these at your place then?
Nope, friends.
Friends, yeah.
Yep. Parents' place. I mean, wherever I can find a spot to park it for the winter, mainly. Otherwise, the street's got plenty of parking. Just park it on the street.
Yeah.
Somebody isn't in an HOA, I'm guessing.
Nope. Nope. I'm not around any of that stuff. No way.
Yeah, I know you got into some issues with your neighbor about your truck being outside or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm not even in an HOA, but I'm a Fox body guy, and so like for every one Fox, you need 3 or 4 parts Fox. So I had them, or Foxes, Fox Eye, whatever. So I had them like in my yard, in my backyard, and my neighbor was like bitching and moaning that they see the cars outside. So I bought shipping containers, and now they get to look at China shipping.
Really?
Yeah, yep.
The full-size ones?
Fuck yeah, 40-foot high cubes,
Seriously?
dude, absolutely. And I didn't even clean them up. They just say China shipping.
Damn.
By the way, that highlight, I think it's like 300,000 or 400,000 views on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Everybody's like, yeah, fuck the HOA.
Yeah.
Just neighbors.
There's no like rule on it because the city, I was talking to them and they were like, we don't like shipping containers is kind of a new-ish thing for them. So like, we don't even know how to classify that. I was like, technically it came with license plates and titles. They're trailers. So if I want to technically license it as a trailer, I can leave it parked there if they give me any hell. So
Then they could give you shit, though, for not having it on pavement, though.
I have it on a Class 5 pad. So
That's good enough. That's pavement.
Yeah.
Because I know there's been issues with that, and people just put pavers underneath each wheel and be like, it's parked on pavement. You're good to go.
Yeah.
There's always a loophole.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, it's like it's not the intent of the law. It's just you got to just you can get messy with it. Yeah, the loopholes are fantastic.
Yep.
The key to this is be careful if you think your neighbor's doing some shit and you're mad about it. Go have a conversation with him before you turn him in on a city because they may find a loophole that you're less happy with.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
I know that's why like I've told people like that. I won't say who, but it's like some people are getting chickens, and I'm like, you sure this is a war you want to start? Like, be careful because like you said, they can find a loophole that's going to be even more annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's fun. But yeah, so you store everything at your friend's house. Well, if I ever need to store anything, I could just hit you up. You got a nice
absolutely.
spread over there.
We could just throw it in a pile of shit and you won't even notice it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, just ridiculous. So okay, so what made you go down like the Cummins route? Like you just grew up wanting that, or why not? I mean, we got a Ford guy right here, so
I like the simplicity of an inline six.
okay.
Just about everything I own is an inline 6 right now. So it's just I like the ease of working on it, and that's the biggest thing. I guess Cummins got a good name going for him, so that's kind of where I got turned on to him. But I've worked on my fair share of Duramaxes and Power Strokes, and I'm just 4 or 5 hour job to do a water pump just doesn't sound fun to me. So
Yeah.
a Cummins, you can have it out in 20 minutes and replace. So I've always liked that about it, and just simplicity really. But I don't know, if GM would put a Cummins in their truck, I'd be all game for that too. I just wish they would do that. But I don't know, maybe Ford too. We'll see.
You know, I had a 6.0 truck. I've had a couple of them.
Ooh.
My one, yep. So I get that reaction most of the time, right? It's like when I tell people I have 4 kids, I either get aw or oh. So same thing when I talk about my 6.0, almost same exact reaction. And my blue truck I had was great. I had it deleted. I did all the stuff, ARP head studs, did everything you were supposed to do, and it was great. And the power it made was phenomenal. The sound, it just sounded like a jet engine just sitting there idling. Like I loved that truck. I ended up getting rid of it. Maybe it started to have a head gasket issue again. I don't really know. It was. They have 6.0s have a magic reservoir where coolant goes and it never comes. You don't know where it goes. It doesn't leak out. I don't really see it go out tailpipe. It just disappears. So I didn't know what was happening. So I got rid of that truck, and then I had another one, my work truck, and it was just. I mean, I probably put $30,000 into a $10,000 truck. So I moved on to 6.7s. I've since then been happy. No
They're
problems.
better.
Yes.
They're a lot better.
Yeah. I skipped 6.4 altogether. I heard that was just a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't dog on 6.7 power strokes too much.
No.
I haven't worked on a whole lot of them, but I haven't heard a lot of issues.
You don't usually need to.
That might be why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I'm in this one Colorado group chat or whatever, and they were just talking. Oh no, it was Unpopular Car Opinions on Facebook. I don't know if you're a part of that group, but
Okay.
they were talking about like what are like the worst cars to work on. Somebody put like, 75% of what I work on is Mopar products, and then the other 20% is like Hondas or whatever. But there's so many Hondas, so it makes sense. But,
Yeah, it does.
yeah. So then, what do you mostly work on then?
Anything. I mean, seriously, I got people that'll just be like, "Hey, can you fix this?" I mean, generally speaking, I touch a lot of things that I don't touch a lot. I guess I should reword that. I'll work on anything that comes through the door. You know what I mean? And even if I'm not too familiar with it, I feel like it's all nuts and bolts. It can't be too hard to learn.
If you have a mechanical ability of any kind, usually you can kind of figure out
Yeah.
when you get everything down to its core. They're all the same on the inside.
Yep.
So
Yep. It's all, like I said, it's all just nuts and bolts parts, and it's not too bad. But I don't know, I like getting more into like this custom stuff. You know what I mean? Like engine swaps and stuff like that. I got a buddy who's gonna be bringing a Fox body to me probably midsummer once I finish up all these other projects I got. He wants to coyote swap it, so that'll be a project coming up. But I like doing stuff like that. It's a lot more time consuming, but the end result's just a lot more worth it.
Yeah.
You know? It's just cool to see stuff like that going down the road. So I don't know. It's mainly a lot of everything. I mean, I do a lot of like general repair too. Just anybody has an issue, they bring it through and fix it. Or I mean, seriously, it's a lot of everything.
That makes sense. I mean, it's all like you said, kind of the same.
Yeah.
To a degree. Like even if it's not, like I know a shop recently, like they had to get like a $750 like manual or whatever just to like figure out how to work on this one particular car, and it's just like
that's what YouTube's for.
Well, yeah, there's YouTube too.
Yeah.
It's like it's you could just figure it out. Like if you had that general know-how, which is not me, that's him. Like that was always my biggest thing with the podcast. And if I have a co-host, it has to be somebody that's more mechanically inclined than me because I'm in a learning phase still.
Yeah.
But so then, so how many projects do you work on? That is it just like buddy projects here and there, or like do you have like a number of big projects at a time?
Not really. I mean, I don't work out of a big shop. I mean, I just worked out of my garage. And
Exactly. Yeah.
I pretty much take on as much as I can out of there. till
You have
I'm
a
ready
lift?
Nope.
Oh man.
Yep. It's on the list.
Yeah.
But I do fine without it. I mean, generally speaking, unless I'm, doing something more major, but I seem to get by with what I got right now.
Right.
But I just want to outgrow this to like the most I can before I go and either invest in opening a shop or a bigger property or something like that. So, small steps, baby steps.
Yeah.
Well, it's all location too, right? Like some of my friends that like have shops, like they'll get like 3 months or 6 months or a year's free rent because they're trying to get more stuff in that area. So that's like one of those like sweetheart deals you just gotta look for too, because that would really offset some of those costs.
Yep.
But so then, do you see yourself going like full time with that at some point too? Or-
Hopefully.
Okay.
I like what I got now because this is all like side work, just extra money coming in. Usually funds my projects, but I like having a steady paycheck too. So
Yeah.
what I got going on right now seems to work, but right now I'm still overwhelmed with the work that I have and
Yeah.
the amount of time that I have to work on it. It's limited, But I don't know. We'll see where things take us and go from there. But
Well, people like one of my friends recently opened a shop too, and like mostly works on like LS stuff or whatever, right? But then he's always constantly like flipping stuff. So it's like when he told me how much he was able to make just like flipping, like getting cars, like, oh, I buy it for this much, fix it up and flip it. I'm like, really? It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no need for college.
it's nice doing that because then it's all on your time too. You know what I mean? You buy the car, you're on your time. Somebody's not begging for the car back in, 2 days. So you got plenty of time to work on it, put time into it, and then, just sell it. But at that point, you need a dealer's license and all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah. You can get by winging it for a little while.
You can.
So, yeah.
Yep.
It's, especially if you can get, you might want to cut this out. If you can get people to, not make you sign the title when you pick up a car, that's always a nice one.
They call that. It's not title flipping.
That's
It's
jumping.
open titles or
title
whatever.
jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I know guys like that too, and it's like you can get by for a while, but it can become a problem.
Well, what else out there are you paying sales tax on every time you friggin' buy it? Like, that's dumb. You paid sales tax on it the first time.
Yep.
You know?
I feel like that's where having a dealer's license helps, because then it never really touches your name. I don't think you have to pay. I don't think you have to pay sales tax.
I think it's wrapped up in your dealer fees that you pay to the state or whatever.
Yeah. We had AJ talk about that on episode 35, and he kind of touched on, like, there's a benefit to it.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah. You have to have a certain volume before it makes sense.
Yeah, there's that too. Like, I remember, oh my God, the comment sections were like, like, it was crazy. But, like, Uncle Sam's got to get his. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is.
It's never enough, though.
No, it's never ending. Yeah.
What I didn't like about work, so when I first built my shop at home, I was like, okay, I just spent money on this. I'm gonna roll some cars. So I was like, I'm just gonna do. Like just doing brake jobs and like oil changes and just simple shit, hub assembly, stuff like that. You could be booked up all day long with work like that.
Quick work too. That's what's nice. I like that small stuff that you can get in and out right away.
Yep.
Because it's a quick payday. You know. And I feel like some of that stuff pays better than something you'll put 10, 12 hours into, and then it takes you however long to do it. Depending on what your schedule looks like. Sometimes it's nice to just get those quick jobs in and out.
Well, it's like every shop owner I've talked to, like, yes, they love their huge, big projects, their crazy 4-digit builds and all that, but they also like the routine maintenance stuff. Because, again, it's just, you crank it out. Like, that's your bread and butter for a reason.
That's what the whole other side of the shop here is for, just keeping the lights on.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even notice that downstairs. Because, like, today, for example, well, I think I can disclose, like, they're working on a G80, right? On one side, they're doing some cool stuff with that, and the other side, it's like, all right, cool, just regular maintenance stuff for the most part. Like, all the crazy projects are on this side of the shop.
Yep.
And it's the Power Cruise stuff.
You gotta have like that separate space though, because if you have just like a small area and you got one project that's taking up all your space and it's a big project, you're not making that money on the small jobs.
No.
Yeah.
You just don't have space for it.
Well, the worst is when you're waiting on parts too, right?
That is,
like like when a car is just like taking up a lift for a few months at a time. That's problematic because that's money.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see you. Like, I just like. There's a lot of people that have opened up shops or upgraded shops these last 2 or 3 years. Like, I think for the most part, business has been booming from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Because I think 2 or 3 of the shop guys we've had on the podcast have all doubled in size in the last year or two. Just you went to the wrong location today.
Yeah.
So, before we get too far into the show, I wanted to take a moment to talk about Razahood. If your daily driver is having issues, aka your beater you got off Craigslist, Razahood's telemechanics and AI tools can help you diagnose and solve the issues you may be dealing with for a fraction of the cost. All you have to do is add your car to the Razahood garage to get started. You can provide the AI tool, also known as Gus, with the specifics of the issues you're having, and it'll help you narrow down what the culprit is. It's a great way to bounce ideas off of to figure out what actually might be the problem. You can then select from a variety of solutions to explore the cost and difficulty of doing the repair yourself versus taking it to a shop. If your car doesn't have detailed solutions yet, that's totally fine. Just go ahead and add your car to the garage for free, and that'll let the Razahood team know what to focus on as they continue to develop and grow. If you want to try out Gus or chat with a telemechanic, go to Razahood.com and add your car to the garage to get started. Use code MONOXIDE-FREE for a 1-month free subscription, or Monoxide20 to save 20% on a 30-minute call with a telemechanic. Let's get back to the show. So what inspired the Rb26 to go into the GTO though? Like, how does that even become an idea?
I've always wanted an Rb26. Just from as I was like when I was a kid and stuff. I always wanted one. And I was sitting there on the couch one day and I was just like looking at rolling chassis, trying to find something. This is back when Rbs were reasonably priced. And I was like, I gotta find something, just a rolling chassis, slap that motor in there, it'd just be so cool, And I'm scrolling through like good chassis to start with, you know what I mean? Rear wheel drive, preferably manual. And I came across GTO and I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, I have a GTO. I was like, I could sell the LS out of there to help pay for the RB build and then just swap it out and just drive the wheels off of it. And that's what I ended up doing. I said, screw it, we're going to do it, And I ended up selling the LS2. And then I bought just a dropout Rb26. And I had that shipped in from a engine importer. And like the day I got it, I'm scrolling Marketplace and like the forums and stuff, and I find a built Rb26 for sale in Tennessee. And I was like, I messaged the dude, I was like, man, I wish you would have sold this like a month ago. I would have bought it, And he's like, dude, it's not too late. Just sell the stock one. And I was like, all right. So I sold that and drove out to Tennessee, picked up this whole swap. And the only downfall was he was selling it pretty cheap because it had a crack in the block. But he had a brand new Nissan, like Rb26 block in the box, in a Nissan box, never been touched. And he's like, all you gotta do is bore it out a little bit, swap everything over, and you're good to go. So I was like, all right, sounds easy enough. You know, I messaged Dan over at Precision Race Engines, and he's like, yeah, that's no problem, you know. So I dropped all the stuff off, and as he's looking through it, he's like, dude, this motor needs a lot more than you think, because they installed the pistons backwards.
Oh, shit.
And they interfered with the head. When I got it, the dude said it was a running motor. It very well could have been, but it wasn't built right. So I ended up...
Might have been why there was a crack in the block.
The crack was just leaking coolant. He said it still ran great.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and I was even debating on just like welding it up or something and just seeing what it would do, you know? But I'm glad that I took it apart because it would have just led to issues down the road. So I ended up...
especially if you're going for power.
Yeah. Yep. So I ended up having him bore out the new one, and then I went with new pistons, new rods, and did some head work. Had him reassemble everything, good to go. I tried to do everything I could to make the RB as reliable as it can be. They're not really known for that, so...
Yeah, I was going to ask, because I've heard that they're not exactly the most reliable.
They have oiling issues. That's one of the biggest things you got to fix. And then, like, your oil pump drive. So, like, I went spline drive. It's just right off the bat. Kind of gets it up to par with 2J. So, I went and did all that. And paid him, picked it up, and mocked it up, built some motor mounts, slapped it in. But now, I shaved the engine bay and everything, so I got to get paint done in the engine bay. I got my buddy doing that for me. Down the line, I'm going to have... Sean Christensen do all the wiring for me, and
that's from Tune by Sean. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
yeah. So that's the guy that Dave works with as
Dave's,
well.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to get him on the podcast too.
You
He
should.
does a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do like a haul tech on there too? Then
I already got a haul tech.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So a haul tech, I went. All out on fuel. It's dual fuel rail, 12 injectors, and carbon intake. I did just about everything you could do to get it to run as good as you can on the street and still have power when you want to get on it. So it's just one of those things where it's just like you want to upgrade one, but then you got to upgrade 10 other things.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's a long process. I got most of the hard parts, but right now it's just waiting on dumping a ton more money into it to finish it up. But it's on the last part, I'd say. It's rolling. So I just got to get a drive shaft made up. I got to get the transmission built, which I already got a gear set for. I got a clutch, but I want to upgrade that. But, I had a lot of the fab work done by my buddy Chase Bird. He does No Coast Fab.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but...
I don't know if I have. I'll have to look it up.
You should. He does really good work.
Where's he based out of?
He was based out of southern Minnesota, but he just moved to Tennessee.
Okay.
So,
gotcha. Well, he's dead to me now. No,
yeah.
no, we want to go to Tennessee this summer. But
yeah. No, he's good shit. He does really good work. So I had him do all the intercooler piping. He built me an intercooler, catch can, full exhaust, all stainless. So V-band, everything, and it turned out really good. So I had him do all my fab work. So really all I got left is like plumbing, electrical, and some driveline stuff, and paint. But hopefully the next year it should be done. But I'm not trying to rush through it because my whole thing is like I like to do things like very thoroughly so I don't have to redo them again.
Yeah.
So I'm just
buy once, cry once.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's been the idea behind this whole build. So that's why it's taking so long. It's just and it sucks too because when things start taking longer, it's just like you buy all this stuff that's relevant at the time, and now you're sitting on it, and they come out with the new shit. So now it's like now you got to sell that, buy the new thing. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's still relevant when you finally get it done. But that's the issue I've been having, at least with Haltech, the ECU, the display. I had the IC7 and everything set up for that. Now they came out with the bigger display. Can't remember what size that one is, but it's just like one thing after another. You know, I was gonna do cable throttle, then I was talking to Sean, and he's like, "No, you should do drive by wire. You know, we can tune it up real nice." And
Yeah.
so then sold that intake, and that's when he talked me into 12 injectors. So I ended up getting a different intake, throttle body, and now I'm looking at it like, you know, I should do electric water pump. I want to keep AC in it, so electric AC compressor, then the whole fuel system. It's just I'm running through. It'll be 3 fuel pumps in there, and
Dude, you're gonna need like 3 batteries in that thing,
I
man,
know.
to run all that electrical shit.
I know I got a bigger alternator. I don't know how well
Okay.
it's gonna do, but fingers crossed. Hopefully it supplies all the power I need. But it's a never-ending project, really. At this point, I just hope at some point it will get done. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe a year or 2.
I think that's reasonable, though. Like, we talked about this with, I can't remember how many episodes ago, but we were talking about, like, Michael Morgan's project, right? Where these YouTube, or, like, comment mechanics, they're like, oh, man, I would never send it to a shop. I'm going to build it myself, you know, one of these guys. And it's like, Dan made a good point. He's like, yeah, but then if you have a day job, it's going to take you 6-7 years to build that, and it's going to be more expensive because you're always going to be, again, trying to keep up with what's the new thing.
Yeah, you could not work, stay home and work on it, or you could go to work, make money, and have a shop where people help you do it. I was doing the same thing you were doing, where I was buying parts, and then they'll sit for a year or 2. And then my other problem was if I put this in and it's bad, I don't have warranty now, right? Because usually it's a year, let's say, and I've been sitting on this part for 18 months. I go to fire it up and be like, what am I supposed to tell them? They'll be like, dude, you bought this a year ago. We're not warrantying this out. So that always scares me too.
I just see it as like, if I can bring it somewhere and have somebody do it that does it all day and night, that knows their shit really, really well.
Yep.
They can probably do it better than me. I mean, just it'd take me months to wire that thing, and I know Sean can get it done in probably a month.
Dude, it's crazy how fast those guys work. That video we just dropped, them working on a 1967 Camaro, when they literally took out the Holly and put in the Haltech harness same day. I was like, Jesus.
Yep. That's kind of how I see it. It's like you can have some cars like my old Pontiac. I did just about all the work on that. I mean, I had a little help with the floors. I was terrible at sheet metal work, but I had a buddy help me with the floors. But other than that, I did it all, and like, it's great, but it could have been a lot better if I had help. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my whole idea behind this GTO. Is it's like I could do it all myself, but I'd rather have somebody do the work that I don't do every day. You know what I mean? Because it's just going to turn out better, and it's just going to meet my expectations. So
it's going to be a rowdy car, dude.
Well, every time you do a build, it should progressively get better, right?
Yep,
like you learn things as you're going along, and
Yep. So, but yeah, no, I'm excited to get that thing done. It should be a lot of fun.
How much of the work are you doing yourself on that then? Still a sizable amount, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I shaved the engine bay. The motor I had built as a long block, so I didn't do a whole lot with that. But I mean, transmission work I'm farming out, but like getting a motor in there mounted, all the plumbing, fuel plumbing, stuff like that, I did all that. Shaved the engine bay, I did that. I guess I don't know, like the not super major stuff. I'm not a huge transmission guy, so I don't even want to dig into that because I don't want to have issues when it gets back together. But like, I mean, the more I go through it, the more I'm learning and the more I can do. But I mean, the fab work for like intercooler pipe and exhaust, I had Chase do that. He does amazing work, so I had him do that. I got a buddy who's gonna be building the transmission for me. I have all the parts for it. I don't know how to tear them apart and rebuild them, so I'd rather not be. I don't want to do it the first time. Yeah, especially with something like this, you know.
And that'll bolt up to you're using the T56 still?
No, I sold the T56. I'm running a Z32 trans.
Okay.
So, and then I bought Speed Techs. They have a dog engagement gear set. It's supposed to hold over 1,000. So I bought that, and that's got to get installed. I'm gonna have my buddy Oli from Shine do that. I don't know if you've heard of him either, but he's really familiar with those transmissions, so I'm gonna have him do that.
Where's he from again?
Southern Minnesota.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what city.
What was the name?
Oli.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I've dealt with a lot of Southern
He's a drift
Minnesota
guy.
guys. Okay.
Yep. But Yeah, he's real familiar with these, so I'm gonna have him build that. But I mean, I don't know. I guess like I'd like to say I do most of the work, but like I said, with this project, I've been farming out a lot of stuff. I just kind of just want to get it done.
Well, the collaboration's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, if you can bring somebody up with you, you know, when it's all done and they can be part of it, I don't know. I just feel more value in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like a huge. I did all this myself, and nobody can do it better than me. I know there's people out there that can do it better than me, and I'd rather have it done that way. So
Yep.
Well, the way I see it is like you're helping. Like I think you shouted out like 2 or 3 different people
Yep.
already. Like it's like all those people. Like you know you're helping their business. You know, hopefully, and it's I don't know. I believe there's power in collaboration. This whole I did it, me, all me. Yeah,
I hate that.
No, I always tell people, I'm like, everybody who's touched any of my cars, I'm like, get me a sticker, man. Let's throw it on the window. Like, my car's been dipped by Jamie at Dipworks in Chippewa, and it's like the number one thing. People hit me up on my car all the time, and I'm like, I can't give out enough business cards. I'm like, dude, you need to make me a decal or a window sticker or something so people can see it.
Yep.
So,
yeah. I don't know, with that project, it's been a lot of farming out, but I really wasn't into like really high horsepower stuff when I got into that. Mm-hmm. So it's all been learning experience.
Okay. So where did that change? Because so before we get into that, what are you aiming for power wise? I mean, do you want to share in that?
I want to make like 1,000.
Okay.
I built the motor it should handle as much as a stock block can handle. So they say right around 1,200. Mm-hmm. I don't want to push my limits. I just want to have a reliable car. So I mean, if I make 900, I'd be happy with that. If I make 1,000, be even happier. But I know I'm limited on the air side of things too, because I'm running a BorgWarner 9180 EFI. So I'm hoping that that will, not EFI, EFR, BorgWarner 9180 EFR, and I think that's where I'm going to be limited. But fuel wise, I can get up to 1,200, no problem, but I don't want to redo the whole turbo side of things right now. So we're just going to see wherever that maxes out is probably where I'm going to be happy with.
Yeah.
For now. Mm-hmm. So turbos are spendy to replace and rework everything. So I'm just leave it where it's at, and hopefully we make good power. I don't know. I have high hopes, but
could you have gotten that LS2 to 1,000? Yeah,
definitely, but it wouldn't sound as good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those RBs sound insane.
Yep.
Yeah, my buddy he got rid of his Silvio and he pulled. So we had Eric on the podcast, episode 3, and I want to say 26, and he was initially going to put a Ferrari motor in his Datsun truck, like his mini truck, and it just wouldn't fit or whatever. So then I think he pulled the Rb25 or whatever, and then I think he's putting that in there. I don't know. It's hard to keep up with all these different projects, but like when that motor was in his Silvia, I believe, it just sounded insane. Mm-hmm. It just crazy. So they do sound good.
Yep.
So I always hear people debate which one sounds better, the 2J or the RBs.
They're both good motors.
Uh-huh.
They both sound good. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've just been partial to the Nissan side of things.
Yeah, and you mentioned that earlier, right? That you were browsing so what got you into the RB in the first place? Like, did you just see, I don't know, Fast and Furious? You're like, oh my god.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I've always liked GTRs, and I've always always wanted one, especially like R32. R34, I mean, who doesn't want one of them, And I just thought that they were so far out of my reach that I probably never have one at the time, And I'm just like, I can make a car close to it, And like I said, motors were cheap then. I think I got that complete dropout. I think it was like $4,000, $4,500 with trans. And that was a few years ago, but now prices are just astronomical,
probably like double.
Yeah, big time. So it's just like, I don't know, I'm glad I got into it when I did, but now if I blow it up, I'm pretty much screwed because I'm looking at a lot of money for a new motor.
Yeah,
but
you also weren't expecting to have the initial issues as well, because like you had this fresh thing just ready to go, and then you get the built one and it turns out it's screwed up. Yeah, it's like that's not the first time I've heard of people putting stuff in backwards, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh.
That's the problem with Rb26s is most machine shops, especially around here, they're not familiar with them because they're only imported, at the time. I mean, seriously, nobody ever really touched them. So I don't rag on, I don't want to rag on them too much, but I feel like putting a piston in backwards is pretty big.
Well, the steering wheel's on the wrong side. Everything's backwards.
Yeah,
over
it's
there,
all
so-
backwards.
Yeah,
They probably thought it worked better that way.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Originally, when I got into this, I wasn't planning for a ton of power. But then when I came across that on Marketplace, I was like, maybe we can make a little bit more power. You
Yeah.
know? And then it just inspired from there because it's sitting there at the machine shop, and he's like, yeah, well, now your rods are weak. I had Eagle rods in there, and he's like, yeah, those really aren't much better than stock. So then I upgraded that. I went to Manly Turbo Tough rods, and then the pistons need to be replaced because they interfered with the head just ever so slightly. So then it was like, at that point, he's like, go with higher compression. So I bought a new set of pistons, and then the head needed port work and some machining just because of the piston hitting it. I mean, I have no doubt that the thing ran, but it was just like...
Is there anything you salvaged from it?
The head is salvaged. The crank is salvaged.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's really a new block, and I'm still using the cams that I got with it, too. So, Crowder 272s and the turbo kit that I got with it.
Yeah.
That's about it. Everything else is new.
Yeah. So you didn't
But-
really come out ahead.
No, I did not come out ahead at all. I should have just built the stock one, but it wasn't my intentions. It just happened that way.
Well, I was kind of thinking when you first said it that way, where you're like, it was cracked, but you had a brand new block. I was like, oh, cool. At least then you get to go through it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're thinking you're going to be all right. Because if you buy a built motor from somebody, you never really know unless
Nope.
you crack into it, right? So I was
Yep.
like, good. This will be a good chance for him to really make sure. Well, you rolled those dice and you
Yeah.
lost. Yeah.
Lost, but I still had, I mean, at least I had a brand new block.
Yep.
So, I mean, that was a good starting point. And then, I mean, a lot of the parts, I mean, crank was good, thank God. But I had that machine, too, for the spline drive oil pump setup.
Yeah.
And, I mean, everything was kind of gone over with the fine-tooth comb. So, I'm hoping that it will
Maybe it
last.
forced you to build and you maybe wouldn't
It
have any
did.
of that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
it did.
sometimes that's things nudge you the other way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a learning experience. It's been a lot
Yeah.
of trial and error, but I feel like there's still a lot more to go, but hopefully it's tapering down a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We should have a section of this show just being like where we go through people's finances.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, how much debt are you in? What's your credit score? All
I'm
right.
not going to that one.
Yeah, you can't
Count
do
me
that.
out.
You can't do that on any build. But I think there should be a guys who build cars support group for guys that have gone down some rabbit holes.
Yeah.
And
Not feel as bad about
yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm in the tens of thousands of probably money wasted on
Yeah.
shit before. So
Well, that's
Yep.
what comment sections are like, especially on the Michael Morgan post.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like sympathizing. Like, there's a few people calling him like, oh, you should have not taken it to the shop. But the people that were sympathizing with him, they're like, yeah, I get it, man. Here's my crazy 2-year project that just got burned. So there should be a
Yep.
support group for car guys.
There should be.
yeah,
I'm gonna start that.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be a Facebook group.
Yep.
Yeah.
You should.
uh,
Yeah.
But no, that's gonna be a crazy. So then, what do you have any like plans like once the build's finished? Like, are you gonna take it drag racing, non Mexico stuff? Just have fun with it, basically.
Maybe like road course stuff.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But I guess mainly just a fun street car.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I like something that I can get on and have fun with on the street, not go too wild, you know, but it's really just for fun. It's nothing I really build. I'm not really huge into like racing or anything like that. I just like to build cool stuff and
Yeah.
drive it, you know.
Right.
did those have a solid rear or independent rear? axle?
Independent.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
and they are. Some people say they're good. Some people say they're terrible. I haven't had any issues with mine yet, but it's an upgrade is in the future.
Yeah, you'll find it once you hit
Yeah.
1,000 horse on that bad boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would break a lot faster if you start doing a lot of dumb shit with it, though. You know.
Yeah.
Clutch drops, stuff like that. Probably gonna be running into axle issues and diff issues, but
Later problem.
yeah, that's a problem down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of want to, like I said, with the whole idea behind the build is I want to build it right the first time, so I'm not redoing shit. So hopefully, I find a good option for a built diff for that thing. But kind of want to do something different too, because everybody does like a 488 or.
I was just going to say a Ford 88.
Yeah, but the downfall of those is the diff sits a lot lower, and then I'm already pretty low in that, so your axle angles would just look like shit. You probably go through CVs like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to do something different. I want to have something built different, maybe to reposition that back there and try to get it as
Maybe you need some more GTR parts.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that reminds me of when we had Tim Roman on, because he was looking at GTR parts, because he did an all-wheel drive Mustang, like the new S550s, and he was looking into like everything. I think did he end up deciding on the GTR parts? I can't remember.
No, I think it was from a Toyota Hilux is what he ended up with.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a really interesting episode. I think that was 66 before Jason. Yeah, just crazy.
Huh.
Dude, it's such a gnarly build, because like nobody's done like an all-wheel drive. S550 is the first. Like that video went viral on YouTube, and the whole first, like, I want to say hour and a half of the episode when we had him on here was him just explaining the whole build beginning to end. Like, I think I said maybe 10 words that first hour. Like, I was just like, this is genius. I'm going to listen. Just crazy. But you should go all-wheel drive with the GTO.
Too late.
Yeah?
Yeah. I thought about it. It's crossed my mind. I should have done that before I sold the GTR Trans that I had. But it would have been cool. It definitely would have been cool. But I just passed it up. I said no.
Yeah.
Keep it rear-wheel drive.
Well, there's something unique about that Trans that made it easy to do like all-wheel drive conversions. Do you know off the top of your head what it was? I can't remember.
Well, the Rb26 only ever came all-wheel drive.
Right.
So the front diff was built into the oil pan.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's nice is then your driveline can sit super low. You know what I mean? Because you don't have like a diff hanging down underneath your oil pan.
Yeah.
So that would have made it a lot easier. But then it's like, what are you going to do for knuckles, front wheel bearings, stuff like that? You know, you have to do a custom K-frame, custom axles. And, I mean, looking back, I definitely should have. But it's just one of those things. I don't know. I like rear-wheel drive too, you know?
Well, you want to swap it back, we'll hook you up with Tim, because that guy he spent like 2 years having to like go into the junkyard and buying 4 or 5 different axles and going back and going, oh, that didn't work.
Yep.
That didn't work. Yeah.
It's about how you have to do it too when you're pioneering that all-wheel drive setup and like something like that. Yeah, this chassis actually came all-wheel drive overseas.
Really?
Very, very rarely. Yeah, they didn't make many of them at all, but they set up
Overseas,
a
like
lot higher.
Australia?
Yeah, Australia.
Yeah.
You know, other stuff over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did. But I mean, very, very few built.
Huh.
But getting your hands on parts like that would be tough too.
Yeah.
So like getting front knuckles for off of that, good luck. Because I mean, the ones that still exist are in one piece still. So it'd be tough. But I don't know. You have a lot of other options too. It's just a matter of, you know, how far do you want to dig into it?
It's a bigger and bigger headache.
Yeah.
Right. It stops being fun at a certain point, or it starts being very expensive, or both.
Yeah, and now you just added a whole nother set of parts too that can go bad on you and ruin your day at the track or whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's not exactly easily replaceable. Like if something goes wrong at a track day, it's like, all right, well now this is back on the lift for 3 months or 6 months or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a really cool build. What color is the car again? Black, was it? Yeah, that's gonna be rowdy. I can't wait to see that done.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. People keep talking to me about it, and I'm like, yeah, it's on the back burner right now, but just wait. You know, it's worth the wait. But
and he also got a truck too, which isn't exactly slow either.
It's an 06 5.9 Cummins. I just had it on the dyno last year. It made 801 to the wheels, and I mean, it runs good. It's a good truck. It's got a lot of miles on it, but it's clean. I got it out of Alabama. It's pretty much just air and fuel. I did studs on it last year, valve springs, push rods, and then I had it tuned, and it makes good power. It runs every day, and it's
bigger injectors and stuff too. You did
100% overs, 10 mil CP3. I'm running an S369 turbo, but I mean, other than that, it's pretty much just air, fuel, studs, and a tune. And it's got a built trans too. It's full manual valve body. So I want to crank that up a little bit more, but I gotta start focusing on
pick a build.
Yeah,
that's my problem. Is I look at one thing, I'm like, all right, let's do that, and then I look over here, and I'm like, yep, let's do that. You know, that's where it gets me into my mega cab project. It's just like that was not really planned, and it just so happened that I don't know. I just sparked in my head one day. I was like, yeah, that thing would be cool. They never made a long bed mega cab. And then why not make it a dually and have like a good tow pig? So
yeah,
that
I always thought a dually with some super singles on the back would be super sweet, and you never see that. Yeah,
I want to slam it, put like Alcoas on it or something. Yeah, but we'll see. They're spendy.
those mega cabs, I was doing some work for the pipeline out in North Dakota. We were doing like satellite communications for their switching stations. And one of the big like hot dog oil guys was out there, and it was rain or something. He's like, get in my truck, come on, man. So we hopped in the back seat, and I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is freaking awesome, man. I was
like a minivan.
Yeah, it is.
It's crazy.
It's nuts. And I look outside, and it's only like another 4 or 5 inches or something, but inside it's like,
the
holy
doors
shit.
are longer too.
Oh, are they really?
Doors are longer,
okay.
And then you got the extra, it's like 6 or 8 inches behind. But I mean, God,
you could put a twin mattress back there.
You could.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of room.
Yep. Yeah. It's that truck's all stock aside from our parents' stuff. I mean, really, it's mainly stock, but it's just another one of those things. I wanted to build something that you don't see every day. So that's probably gonna be coming in the shop probably in a week or two. Start cutting it in half.
Oh
yeah. So what goes into that then? Like, so what's the to-do list?
So with that, it's like, so the wheelbase on the mega cab short bed is the same as a quad cab long bed.
Mm-hmm.
So same wheelbase. So one way you can do it is you section the frame right underneath the cab, and you section it with a long bed frame. So I went down to Texas and got a long bed frame, and then you literally just cut it, slip it in, weld it around. You have the long bed portion on the back. Lengthen drive shaft, exhaust, brake lines. The harness you actually don't have to lengthen. It will reach. And then you run a long bed fuel tank and swap the bed back on there. It's a pretty simple project. But, I mean, it sounds a lot easier than it is. But,
yeah.
And then I bought a dually axle, too, so swap that under there.
And those long bed dually beds are probably easy to get because you can go get those because they take them off and put those boxes on all the time. So they're probably a dime a dozen.
Yeah, I found one down in Texas, same color and everything.
Yeah,
picked that up just about a month ago or so. So
sweet.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that's gonna be a pretty quick project, aside from waiting on the drive shaft because that's gonna be a long drive shaft.
Yeah,
but
you gonna have to go 2-piece or anything, or
it'll be a 2-piece.
2-piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So it'll make the wheelbase 20 inches longer than it is now.
Jesus, it's gonna be like a school bus, man.
I know. And I bought a 2-wheel drive frame, so the spring hangers are actually higher on the 2-wheel drives, make it sit lower.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought that because my whole intentions with this thing is to get it as low as I can and still maintain 4-wheel drive. So we'll see how we can manage that. But yeah, I'm hoping to get that thing done fairly soon. So,
that's gonna be rowdy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a NV5600 6-speed for it too, so it'll be getting converted to a 6-speed manual.
Mm-hmm.
While this is all going on. So.
You just love manuals, huh?
They're so much more fun to
drive.
No, you don't have to rely on an auto. You know.
I do appreciate manual transmission, but in my truck, man, like I just no thanks. Plus, usually those transmissions in the trucks are like. The first 3 gears are worthless.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys know Ratified Motorsport for their RS3, TTRS, 1,000 horsepower hairdresser car builds, but they are so much more than that. From basic maintenance on an R35 GTR to, cute little Volkswagen GTIs like mine, they're able to do a little bit of everything. Whether it's your basic maintenance or an intake and a tune or even a full-blown build, be sure to go to ratifiedmotorsport.com to get yourself booked today, and I hope to see you guys at the shop.
Yeah, I don't know. In my quad cab, it's all, it's auto, but it's full manual valve bodies. So, I got the best of both worlds there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, still pick the gear, but you know it's going to go in it. You don't have to worry about a computer shifting it for you, but I know they've come a long ways with, like, built autos and stuff. It was, like, an actual auto when I got it, and I ended up having it putting in the full manual valve body, so... Mm-hmm. But I like that a lot better. It's definitely not nearly as fast. People say you can be just as fast, but you're relying on you shifting exactly when you need to. So I feel like a truly built auto is definitely going to be faster. But I don't know. I have more fun driving manual.
Yeah.
So.
I still don't think those trucks need to be. You're not looking for like 3-second 0 to 60s in trucks like that. Gets that's a little too ridiculous at that point because then they don't handle like a fucking sports car. That's for damn sure.
Yep.
So I'm happy with, I like the diesels to be in that 600-700 range. I feel like it's a nice spot, but.
Yep. I'm pretty happy with the 800. I feel like it's a little bit more, but I never drive around on Tune 5 anyways, so it's just, I don't know. It's fun when you want it to be fun, and it's still reliable, still stock bottom end.
Yep.
And it's holding up just great, so I feel like it's best of both worlds at this point.
I do have a tune like that on my truck. Of course, I haven't done injectors or anything like that. Everything is stock on there. But I do. The lady I got my tunes from was like, she's like, I'll put one kill tune on there, but it like pulls power from everything else, and it gives it like all the beans for like if you just want to do a pull. And I'm like, no thanks. It's on there.
Not like you.
Yeah, probably not.
That's the worst part about building diesels is everybody wants all the power, but they always.
There's not a lot out there that can handle 1,200 foot-pounds of torque, man. You turn it up that horsepower, where the torque goes way up.
Yep.
What are you at torque-wise?
On my quad cab?
Yeah.
1352.
Yeah. That's insane.
Yep. So, I want a 6.7 swap that eventually, but I don't know. Like
Again, with the swaps.
Too many projects. Too many projects.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, so for the Mega Cab then, like, when do you realistically, once you have everything... Like, when would that hit the streets? Are you expecting?
Month or two.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking a couple of months of what you explained. Doesn't seem horrible.
Doesn't seem too bad. I mean, I only really work on stuff on the weekends, so I feel like if I crammed on it, and depending on how long I got to wait for a drive shaft, probably shouldn't be too bad.
So you're not really talking about body work or anything. You're going to be swapping beds on and off, which that's like 4 or 5 bolts, and those things come right on and off. I was reading somewhere, some guy was like, trying to do a fuel pump or something in his Ranger, and a guy was like, just pull the bed instead of drop the tank. I was like, when pulling the bed is easier than dropping the tank, then they're really not that hard to get off.
Yeah, they're super easy.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, hopefully that thing gets done pretty soon, and then on to the next project.
Yeah. You sound like somebody that keeps their projects so you don't sell stuff.
I have a hard time selling things.
Oh, I have that
because I just regret them. Right after you sell them, you just regret selling them. You know?
Is there something you regret selling?
I was into DSMs for a while.
Okay.
Like back in high school and stuff. And I had a couple of them that I wish I wouldn't have sold because they're going for gold now. I mean, it wasn't super mint or anything like that, but that's where I really got like my taste of like cars and modifying them and stuff like that. So I wish I would have never sold that, but I've still been looking at them to see if there's one for a reasonable price that I can get back into them. But I guess I just like unreliable shit. At this point, DSMs, RBs. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's what Matthew, who we had on, like when we had the Fab guys on, Jose and Matthew. Like that was his thing. DSMs. Do you know Matt?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess if you know Sean, you know him as well.
Yeah.
Because they're in the same shop. But yeah, no, he was like, yeah, man, I built that thing too much. I just started being unreliable. Just less fun. No, that's a really cool platform. I got to ride on my buddy's Talon. And that thing was making, I think I want to say like 500 wheel at the time. And that car weighed like 2,700 pounds, 2,800 pounds. It's a light car. What's the GTO weigh?
3,600 curb weight.
Yeah. I'd say it's probably heavier.
I don't know what it is now, but I think that's what they call it.
Oh, it's probably lighter than the LS2, right? Probably.
Hard to say.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll take it to one of those truck stations afterwards.
Yeah.
It's dude, I would weigh my cars all the time. Like, it's just so fun to go to those stations. Like I do photo shoots at them sometimes, and then you get the car's weight in the background, and it's pretty bang on.
Yeah. I'm hoping for less weight, but we'll see. I went with a Tube K frame on it too, so that sheds some weight. And I mean, simplifying the engine bay and stuff. I'm hoping that at least if I didn't shed a lot of weight, I'm hoping to move a lot of it to the trunk, get it more evenly distributed. So we'll see.
You probably were able to get a couple hundred off.
And you shaved your own engine bay?
Yeah.
You must be pretty decent with a welder then, huh?
I hate sheet metal.
Yeah.
I learned that big time when I
there's a lot of little holes and
not my thing.
No.
And they use like pop can like material too when it comes to that. I mean, it's just thin metal. But I got away with it. I got it to look pretty good. I mean, it's definitely going to need a little bit of body work, but it's all smooth. So, but yeah, I never body work's not my thing.
Yeah.
So I'll bring that to somebody else. I just don't know if I have the patience for it. But yeah, I'm hoping to have the engine bay pretty tucked on that and keep it pretty minimal. So we'll see.
You know what's pretty cool is those like single disconnect or whatever things, like when with like the really nice engine bays. That's kind of cool.
Yep.
Would you ever do anything like that?
Yeah. Okay. They're like Deutsch connector, like bulkheads. They just pop right off. Yep, that's the plan for this. So
okay.
Yep.
Well, you could really make those look really pretty too. Like I can't remember. There used to be like a wide body R33 we had around here. It had an insanely beautiful engine bay. Like it was just clean. So it's gonna be show car status too then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's the goal. I mean, we'll see. I don't plan to drive it like every day in the summer, but nice days and stuff like that. I like to drive what I have. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to leave things sit for too long. So
I like it. You just like to acquire things.
yeah.
Acquire and build it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Until you run out of space and
I
money
know.
and then you're really questioning life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's where you just start getting storage units and crazy stuff like that.
Storage units suck though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust them, I mean, I guess depending on where you got it, but it's just like
I built a Menards pull shed. Every time they were running, this was back when they didn't have 11% like every day like they do now. I would, every time they were running 11%, I'd go spend like another $3 or $4 grand just buying parts and pieces to build my shop. And then when that 11% check would come in, I'd go back and spend another $3 or $4 grand, like bits and pieces that together. But yeah.
Get this a hair closer, by the way. You walked away on me.
we'll fix it.
No, you're good. But no, yeah, we're cooking along. I think we're about an hour now, so it's like time flies in here, dude. Like, we thought about getting like a clock for the studio because sometimes we'll end up at like almost 3-hour episodes, and it's like, yeah, we probably shouldn't do that again.
Yeah.
But no, it's super fun. I mean, you have a lot of awesome builds going on. I mean, what's something that I'm sure you're constantly on Facebook Marketplace.
Always. Yep.
What? So okay, what's one thing that you're concocting? Like, let's say you finish this mega cab, you finish up the RB build. Like, what's something ridiculous you're thinking about?
Kind of wait to see what comes up.
Fair enough.
But
like, yeah, I'll do it.
I usually I have ideas for like everything I end up buying. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, I'm just like, I could do that to it. I could do that to it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I bought the 68 C20, because I was like, we'll just put it on the back burner. When the other projects are caught up, then maybe we'll do something with it. But for right now, it runs and drives, so just drive the wheels off of it. But kind of have something on the back burner for that. I want to do, I don't know, my mind's in so many different places with that too. I want to do another diesel swap, but everybody does Cummins swaps now, so I'm trying to find something else in the inline six family, because I don't want to do like a Duramax or Power Stroke swap on it, because it's just, I don't know. I like the simplicity of inline six.
They're always right. We were just having this discussion the other day. People are up in arms over this straight six that Dodge is doing now too, right? It was like they're fucking tried and true. I mean, the Ford 200, all of these, they're just unstoppable.
Yep.
BMW's been just knocking it out of the park with them. I mean, I don't know why everybody's getting all upset about it.
I know. I like them. Yeah, and with this new one that Dodge is coming out with, twin
The
turbo.
Hurricane?
Yeah. I'm really excited for that.
Well, did you see? So my brother told me apparently they just did a JB4. I mean JB4, but they did a JB4 tune on it. And it's like they got it up to like 630 wheel.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it picked up like 130, 150 horsepower or whatever it was, just the JB4. And it's like, imagine what a proper tune would do, and then think about, doing all the other extra stuff, and then bigger turbos and. I don't know. I think if they throw that into... Well, actually, I think the new Challengers or Chargers might be coming with them. Maybe.
That's what I thought. I heard, yeah.
Probably. I don't think they're all going to be EV or whatever. God, I fucking hope not. But, because, like... And this is a whole separate discussion. Like, I don't mind the whole hybrid thing. It's kind of cool. I think there's a place for it. But, like, I like the straight six or inline six stuff. I don't know. It's just... That Hurricane's going to be a... I don't know. I don't want to call it yet, but it might be, like... 2J level of notable.
We'll see.
I don't know.
I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna do good, but
yeah,
I don't know. We don't really know that much about it yet,
Yeah,
but
it's quick though, because like they have them in the Wagoneers and
the Grand Wagoneers.
Yeah, yep. My brother he's a lot tech or whatever, and he like Florida. He's like, it's quick even in that heavy ass car.
Well, they have such a reputation of doing some crazy shit. I can't believe they're just going to go full bitch right out the gate, right? Like they have something planned. They got to.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's what that RHO is, right? The new one, the TRX replacement or whatever.
I've seen that.
I think that's what's in there is the Hurricane. I think. I'd be wrong on that, but yeah, everybody's up in arms. Like I remember one of my friends, I reached out to him because like he had a story on Instagram. He's like, oh, just stupid, blah 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 blah, whatever. And I was like, oh, man, but that's a pretty awesome motor still nonetheless. He's like, yeah, I like V8 and big tits. I'm like, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. You got me.
Sure.
Red-blooded American. I get it. I don't disagree.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I'd love to see what happens with that, though.
Yeah.
Because if it's anything like these B58s, S58s, it's going to be a competitive market.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you need to swap into that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It'll be a couple of years before you start seeing a lot of wrecked ones out there, but
Yeah.
interesting.
Yep. Yeah.
So you like classic cars much? I know you got the Tempest, but
Yeah. I don't know. I like I said before, I like seeing things that you don't see all the time. And I feel like with classics, you kind of run into that a lot more. So, yeah, I mean, mainly old GMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially that Tempest, right? Like everybody, because it basically is a GTO without the GTO shit, right? So not a ton of people are collecting a Tempest. They want a GTO.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. The GTO grill definitely sets some of the boomers off, though.
Yeah.
They think it's a GTO.
Is that what you got, a GTO grill in it?
Yeah, it came with it when I got it.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago. But, there's people that are like, oh, how could you cut that up? I was like, dude, the thing was, it had a small block Chevy in it. It was a Pontiac when I got it.
Yeah.
So, it was already cut up. I just helped it a little bit more. That's all. But
they'd have been more pissed off if you'd done that to a GTO, though. So, I mean, it's a Tempest.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep, just Tempest.
have you gotten any I guess lashback? Like, has anybody ever really given you shit for your builds or not really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair share. Yeah, there's a few people that hate on the GTO,
yeah.
but
It's sacrilege.
what's weird is, as far as I know, I haven't done a ton of research in this, but it is a Holden Monaro.
Okay.
So, the chassis is a Holden Monaro. It's imported from Australia. They just threw Pontiac GTO badges on it. Well, back in the day, early 90s, they actually had an RB in a Holden at one point. So, it came in a Holden at one point. So, I mean, it can't be too far off because,
Okay.
you are talking an Australian chassis. I'm putting a Nissan motor in it. They did come with them at one point. So, I mean,
I did not know that.
you got to dig pretty deep, but they did. They weren't ever. I don't think they were turboed or anything like that, but it was a Nissan inline six, an RB motor. So,
Oh, that's cool.
Did you know about this? You're an old guy. You know this stuff.
I
usually.
don't know. I know about the cool Ford Australian shit they got because for some reason Australia gets all the cool shit.
I know, right?
They still make the Ford Falcon over there, and it was fast as fuck. 3.5. I don't know if they did EcoBoost on those or what, but they were pretty cool. They did that forever.
I just love
they
the Ford reference, but
Yeah.
it happens.
That's
so
what I
quick.
know, man. It's what I live, eat, and breathe. So I know.
those Barras are badass, though.
The
I do
what?
like the Barra, Ford Barra.
I don't know if I know that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this
The
is
inline
Ford
six?
guy.
Is that
The
a
inline six that they put in over in Australia?
I don't follow the Australian much stuff.
Crikey.
You gotta
a
look
lot,
into
but
them.
yeah.
You gotta look
Yeah?
into them. They're badass. They make some good power.
All right.
I don't know a whole lot about them, but they're really popular over there.
Okay.
They make damn good
What's
power.
it in? In a sedan chassis then, or is it
Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you. I just know that they exist over there, and they are the Ford inline six, and it's got me excited. But
There's your swap. There's your next swap.
I can't. I've never owned a Ford, and it's been years. I mean, so I don't know that I could.
You're just scared you're gonna like it too much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's an argument for other things.
They have all got their thing, right? Like right now we've got this Coyote thing going for us. That's pretty damn awesome. You can put them in anything. They make good power. They're easy to tune up, but every platform's got their thing.
Yep.
What about a Factory 5 Cobra and you put a Cummins in it?
Oh, jeez.
It's a little. The weight imbalance might be a little too much, though.
Later problem.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
was
starting
already
to make
mad
aluminum
about-
heads for those now. The
What's that?
Common Rail 5.9s and 6.7s. They're starting. There's a company that's starting to make aluminum heads for them. So.
Really?
Yep. So a little bit better with the weight imbalance, maybe.
I can't imagine they're very light. Yeah.
Nope.
Well,
Pretty heavy motor.
with how a diesel works and why you can get 300,000-400,000 miles on them really easy is they have to be more bulletproof for how they run,
Yeah.
right? So it's they tend to be pretty damn heavy.
That's crazy. I remember seeing a Tesla hit 1 million miles recently, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Really?
So
tow it on a
Did
trailer.
you guys see this? Did you see this article?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, there was an article. I think it was in China or somewhere. It was somewhere else. But anyways, this guy, I think he hit 1 million miles on a Tesla or whatever. Some crazy mileage. The kicker is I think he went through like 5 batteries.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
So
there's
it's
no
like,
way.
did it technically? I don't know.
The chassis did,
Yeah,
but
but
I don't know.
I think they stopped warranting it after 3, I think, or something like that. I don't know, something crazy. But
Yeah.
the guy put on ridiculous miles. I don't know.
Huh.
The article's somewhere out there. I think it was 1 million or 500,000 miles. It was a lot.
Only
Dude,
cost
just bouncing around the charging stations.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
And $75,000 worth of batteries.
yeah.
yeah, just nuts. So I wanted to ask you this earlier on. So like, where does your skill set come from? Did you go to like school to work on cars and all that, or just
My
YouTube?
dad used to wrench out of the garage growing up, and I feel like the rest of it was all self-taught. I've worked at a few just general repair shops, and that's where I learned a lot of the stuff. And then the rest is just kind of learning as I go.
like YouTube University?
I don't really watch a whole lot of YouTube.
Really,
No.
forum guy then?
Yeah, mainly forums. Most of it's just like trial and error, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know, I guess I've just was born with the, mechanical skill. I don't know. But
I use YouTube a lot to like see the parts that I'm going for. So like, let's say I'm trying to get to a water pump bolt or something like that I can't see. I'm coming in from the top side. I'll go like, you'll watch a YouTube video and somebody's already have it all tore apart to that certain spot. I'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, that's the shit I got to take off to get that
Yep.
off of there. So I'm usually skipping along in there to figure out what the hell's going on there. But
All
I do
data
use
helps a
YouTube a
lot.
lot.
all data helps a lot, too.
All data?
Yep.
Okay.
It's just like, like old Chilton and Haynes manuals. It's pretty much
Yep.
that on a computer, though.
Okay.
So it's cool because it'll tell you like labor rate or labor hours and stuff like that for certain repairs and stuff like that. That's what I go off of for all my like billing customers and stuff like that. It's a lot of it's all that, unless it's like custom stuff, then it's just billed per hour.
Well, see, that's where I use YouTube, right? Because you can't go pick up a Chilton manual anymore.
Right.
So, and that's what they got exploded views, all that stuff. It was freaking great, man.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll have to look into that all data for
It's
sure.
expensive though.
Is it?
If you're only buying it for like one car, like your car, it's not too bad. But if you're paying for it for like shop to where you can look at as many cars as you want,
Yep.
it's spendy.
Any idea what it is off the top of your head?
It's over $200 a month.
Okay.
Oh, fucking, I'll stick to YouTube.
Yep.
How much is it for like one car?
I think it's a one-time fee for a year, like $50 or $60 for a year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Seems like a cool way to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's
But-
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean YouTube helps too when you're trying to figure out how
Yep.
to like take dash panels apart and stuff, and you're trying not to break clips. YouTube helps you a lot with that too.
Oh, I've taken two where I took out 3 bolts that I didn't need to. I was like, son of a bitch, or a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yep.
Especially with dashes, that's really bad.
Yeah.
You take like, oh, I guess remove all these screws, and you go and you're like, why the
Wait
fuck
a
didn't it
second.
move? Yeah.
Yep. Yep. But
Well, it seems like if you know enough to be dangerous, right? Like if you're wrenching with your dad, like you learn like the process to learn. You know, if that makes any sense.
yeah.
It's like you could just kind of figure it out.
You at the point where you're showing your dad shit now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's
yeah.
like my dad taught me all this shit. Now he's like asking me questions when it
Yep.
comes to that crap. Yeah.
My dad doesn't even touch shit anymore.
Yeah.
He just brings it over to my house and says, "All right, have fun with it."
Yeah.
So
Did he own like a shop, or was he just like
just out of the garage.
weekend
Just-
mechanic kind
yep.
of deal? Okay, big
Yep.
car guy too,
Yeah.
kind of.
He fell out of it for a while, and then I just talked him into getting a Challenger SRT8 Challenger. So
Okay, like the 13s or 12s or whatever.
it's an 11.
11. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. So he's like, I don't know, maybe I'd be fine with just one with the 5.7. I was like, if you're gonna buy one, you better buy one with a 6.4 or 6.2. I mean,
Well, that's a 6.1, I think, in those. I think, right?
2011 actually came with a 6.4.
Did it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's just before that they were the 6.1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, it took a little bit of persuasion, but I got him talked into it.
Those are fun cars, man. Like
They're heavy as shit,
Yeah.
though. God.
That's usually.
But something that he's probably used to. I mean,
Yeah,
like for the
he
cars
loves
that
it.
he drove, yeah. Like
And
that's
you
actually,
sit in that, and the dash is so tall, and like you look out the back windows, and you got like this much back window. Oh my God, I don't know. It's a fun car, but not a whole lot of fun to like drive in normal traffic with.
Yeah.
In my experience, I don't know, but I came from the GTO, and I feel like you have a lot more visibility and stuff out of that. It feels like a lot lighter car. That thing just feels like a boat.
Yeah.
And I mean, I lowered it for him, and he's on Hellcat wheels, and just got really exhaust onto it. But other than that, it's pretty much stock. But it still handles way different than like a GTO. Those things are just so heavy. It's a lot of weight to throw around.
Yeah.
But
Did you get the wheels off Marketplace?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wonder if they're stolen.
I don't know, because I bought them from a guy out in, like, I don't even know, some weird town in Wisconsin. And he said he bought it for, like, his work loaner car or something like that. And then he said he had to give it back to work, so he took the wheels off of it. It was in a decent neighborhood, so I don't think they're stolen.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm far enough away from it, though. I think we're good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I think
Either way, it's not like you stole them.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean...
Sir, is this your cinder block?
Yeah.
We need to see your receipts from Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just crazy.
Huh.
Those are fun cars. I mean, when I drove my first Hellcat, like, I'm like, this is fun. And that was before, like, I discovered, like my GTI, super light. And, it makes, like, I think 340, 390 torque then. And it's really, really fun. And it's just a different type of fun. But the Hellcats, like, as heavy as they are, like, they're rowdy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would still want one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. This thing just spins the tires anywhere you go. It just...
What's it have on there? 265s, 255s, probably?
bigger
Oh, no,
than
if it has Hellcat ones, probably 275s then.
Yeah, something like that. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
But I thought for sure that would have helped a lot better over what he had on there, but he still just spins them like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the market for some tires pretty soon, so maybe that'll help.
Yeah,
but
I enjoyed driving the Nitto, the 555s or whatever they were.
888s?
No, that's 888s. No. There was like these, the
555 G2s or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are pretty comfortable.
They are good.
Yeah, I like them. Yeah.
The tread, they're not as sticky as like a Michelin Pilot Sport or something like that, but if you want something for like your dad, it'd probably be perfect because you get caught in the rain, you don't have to worry about it at all, and the tread wear doesn't go down as fast as the rest of them do.
Not a super expensive tire either, like the 888s.
Yeah, they're a really good performance tire. If you want kind of like an in-between commuter tire and
that's
performance tire,
Yeah, because like I think they initially, like on the wide body Scats, they came with Pirellis and they were pretty meh. Like they literally like broke traction all the time.
I think that's what he still got on there.
Yeah. So then my buddy got those like Nittos or whatever, and they were pretty good. Like and it changed. The ride quality was a little different too.
Yeah,
it was interesting. Yeah, but then again, we went from a shot tire to a brand new one. So.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Those are fun.
Yeah, definitely. Huh.
So was there anything else tying up your time? You into boats, snowmobiles, dirt bikes, four-wheelers, anything like that too?
Friends projects?
Yeah.
Anything cool?
I got, it's been a long project, but I got 81 Toyota Helix.
Okay.
I'm putting a 1.9 Volkswagen TDI in it. So that's probably going to be done in the next couple months too. So, but fun little project, turned up fuel, slightly bigger turbo, but I mean, nothing crazy, but it'll blow smoke and it'll be fun to drive.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's been a long time project, but it's been on the back burner too. So, but it's making its way sooner than later. So
I always get pissed off when I'm pulling in. So you got diesel trucks, so you know my pain. And there's usually just the one in the center on either side of the gas island, right? And there's always some little fucking car sitting there. It's like, you have 1,000 other pumps to choose from. Stay the fuck away from mine. And then I look, and it's a Volkswagen, and I'm like, all right, cool. You're all right, bro.
Half the time it's not, though.
I know, it's not. But if I see TDI in the little tailgate, I'm like, all right, it's all right.
All right, we cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good thing I'm debadged then. Nobody knows.
Yeah, sometimes there's like this quick trip over by my work, and there's only one diesel pump there.
Yep.
There's one. And every time there's a car sitting there, and then they look at me like, what are you waiting for? I'm like, that's the only pump I can go to.
Yeah.
And you decide to walk in and get some hot snacks,
Yeah.
What the hell?
I can push you out of the way if you want me to.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll straight up get up and ask sometimes. I'll get out, as usually in my work truck, and my dad's driving, so I'll hop out real quick and just be like, hey, because if they just pull in, I'm like, hey, will you mind moving another pump? This is the only one I can use. And they're like, oh, yeah. Usually they're pretty cool about it, but...
Yeah, I always pull up when they're like mid pump though, so
that's
gotta wait.
Then you just sit there and sulk for a little while.
Yep. They should make those just diesel, 'cause then they can't even pull up to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, then you still get someone to block some time to time.
And you can go to the truck island, but sometimes that's too far away. And then sometimes it asks you 14 questions because once you put in a truck number, do you want to buy reefer fuel? Do you want to do this? I'm like, dude, I just want to go to this one so I can go in and get my roller grill items and get back in my truck and get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
I had a friend get rid of his diesel like within like 2 or 3 weeks. He's like, "That's right, I forgot. I hate this." It was the whole pump thing. So he ended up just getting a TRX. He's just like, "Yeah, nope, can't do this."
Yeah.
Until you tow something though, then you can't there's no way I could go back to a gasser. I switched a while ago.
Yep.
As soon as you hook a trailer up and you don't even know it's there.
That's crazy. Isn't your RV a gasser?
It is, because I didn't want to spend $140,000 on the cheap side for a friggin' Class C.
That's crazy. You went back to a gasser after you said you never would. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just an astute observation.
That V10 is all right, but I just couldn't. It's literally double the price. It's so dumb, because if I went from like a gas F-250 to a diesel F-250, there's maybe $20,000-$30,000 difference. Let's just say 30. If I want to go from a Class C RV, I got $70,000 or $140,000. That's a huge gap for just drivetrain difference.
How's resale though? Do the diesels resell?
Yeah, I'm
a lot
sure
better?
they resell a lot better. Yeah.
You got the power. You know, if it's newer, you got more emissions on there. I guess you have issues with that, but I mean,
Not in my case, because that shit would go bye-bye.
even better.
And you do come from the E450 chassis to the F550 chassis, so I know it's a little beefier.
Yeah.
And they do tend to make the insides of them a little bit nicer, but I just dude, give me a cheap-looking one, but put a diesel in it.
Just swap it.
I almost flew down to Texas to get a 7.3 one. There was one down there that was an E450 with a diesel with the 7.3 in it. Although I have that in my Excursion, and that fucker, I've been fixing oil leak after oil leak after oil leak. Now my H-pop is filling the valley, and then it's running down the backside of the engine and making puddles in my driveway. So that's the next thing. Once I swap out the H-pop, I'm about got everything replaced, I think. So we should be good.
Them are good motors.
They are great. I'm at 270,000 miles on this. My wife's daily, and it's great. I love it because we live in Hudson. It's kind of in, like it would be like in Chanhassen or somewhere. It's kind of an upper neighborhood, right? So, but we go to school and I pull up, dropping the kids off in the Excursion and go blah, 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 blah. Everybody else is driving like a new Denali SUV. Yeah.
Yep.
I enjoy it.
You're so extra.
I know.
Everything is loud.
It's got to be, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting to that age now where, like, I used to have everything just be insanely loud. Now it's just like I've gotten tired of that drone going on the highway. I don't know.
What about the RB? Are you going to just make it are you just going to be able to two-step everywhere, or?
That's what it was built for. When I told Dan to build that thing, I was like, I'm going to be on the limiter a lot. So he did everything he needed to. I think that will make it hopefully reliable on that aspect. But that's it's 4-inch all the way down, 4-inch oval underneath the car, and then dual 3.5-inch blast pipes coming out the back. So that thing's gonna be a little loud.
Yeah.
But
as you just said, I'm getting too old for loud shit. Your race car needs to be loud.
it needs to be loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So that one's probably going to be your pride and joy out of your collection then.
Yeah.
What's going to happen with the Tempest? Any future plans with that?
I'd like to redo everything I did on it. Because
Okay.
I got a lot more years now of experience, and sometimes I look at that shit and I was like, damn, I was an idiot in high school. I wish I would have done it different, But,
dude, you still in high school? You put a 12-valve Cummins in.
I mean,
a
it was
Tempest.
just after high school.
Yeah, it wasn't close enough.
Yeah.
You weren't matured yet by then, I'm
No.
sure. Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, I look at that. I'm just like, man, I should just redo it all. But at this point, I'm just like, it still runs and drives. On to the next project and build the next one better.
You were in shop class and everything, too, in high school, I assume?
Yeah, autos. I took a metals class and stuff, but... I mean, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention.
Well, I'm just
in high
thinking
school.
about the shit to build. Like, I remember being in shop class, and I already knew, like, more than most people in shop class, right? And I look over at this kid, and he's drilling holes in his catalytic converter because he wanted his Ranger to sound louder.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, dude, you're such an idiot. I was like, first of all, this is in early 2000s, late 90s. I was like, you probably still at that time ruined a $300 part of your exhaust by drilling holes in it. I was like, you're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, you're doing pretty good for high school builds.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot that I wish I would have done different, but just build it better than the next project. It's about all you can do,
Yeah.
You should make the GTO a drift car. No, it's too nice for that.
I don't want to wreck it. No, thing's only got 48,000 miles on it.
Holy shit.
That's brand new for that.
Yeah,
That's brand new.
so that's gonna make some people real upset, but that's okay.
I like that it's black. Yeah, are you gonna?
I hate that it's black.
Really? Well, I guess GM black,
Well, maintenance on black paint is just not my favorite.
especially GM.
I don't see a lot of black ones though.
I feel like there's quite a few out there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I
But-
just don't notice the black ones as much.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
You think it's a Grand Prix or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be the one that, like, hope I don't get caught in the rain because keeping that thing clean and I don't know. We'll see where it ends up, but
Don't worry, we'll hook you up with some Lunatec products.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you just need a trunk full of Lunatec and you'll be good once you
Yeah.
get to where you're going.
Yeah.
yep. They
Yeah.
got like ceramic coating and stuff too, or what?
Yeah, it was so okay. So the shop themselves, so the citywide PPF guys, they do like ceramic, PPF, all that stuff.
Mhm.
But like they also make their own product as well. So like it's like as slippery as ceramic. So because like ceramic kind of fades after a while. Like that's why every year you usually go in for like a maintenance whatever coat. But with this, like you spray it on like every 2 weeks and your car stays slippery all the time.
If it is something though that you want like show quality often, if you're in with a black car for sure, getting it ceramic coated and then using like the other products to just maintain it after that,
Sure.
the ceramic coat is worth it, especially on a car like that because you could get if it gets munched out, you could literally just spray it off and it's like you washed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it ceramic coated once, and it was really nice after. But I feel like the upkeep too, because like there's certain washes like you have to use after ceramic coating and like stuff like that. I feel like maybe I didn't keep up on it the best, but
Well, I'm a simple guy, right? Like some guys live to detail their cars. I'm not one of those guys. I am the laziest bum ever when it comes to upkeeping my car. So that's why like I like their products, like sprayed on like once every few weeks.
Yeah.
Sprays right off. Like my car's the whitest it's ever been in a year still. So yeah, I don't know. I actually got a bottle of their graphene stuff for you too. So
Sweet.
It's like so they got like 2 different types of detail sprays. They got their aqua bead, which is like the help me out here.
Is that like I don't know? They're gonna be mad at us if we screw it up.
I
so.
know. I screw
Let's go to
up
their
all the time.
website.
Yeah, no. So they got like 2 different types of detail sprays for like kind of different purposes. But a guy like me, it's like I don't care. They both work great for me. It's a spray. But,
Yeah.
I got a bottle for you. You'll need it for that
Sweet.
GTO.
yeah,
Yeah,
thing hasn't had a wash in 3 years. So
Yeah.
dude. I literally went like I think 9 months without doing GTI like through winter and everything.
really,
Yeah, dude. I'm an animal. It's hard to call me a car enthusiast sometimes because okay. Listen.
Maybe you just have a car you're not enthused about.
No. I love that car, but
Yeah.
I priorities are elsewhere. But no, like, listen, if I had money, that thing would be like a fucking rally mud truck. Like,
really.
I think so. I don't know. When I had the Jeep Gladiator, dude, like I enjoyed that thing being filthy. It just felt natural.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just need to like. I'm like a fish trying to climb a tree, Like I need something that is for me, and a filthy car just suits that. I think. I don't know.
I get it.
I don't know. I just feel like if I had a different upbringing, I would definitely be like one of those like mud truck guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I was just like a few genetic strands away from that.
That stuff's fun too.
Yeah.
I never really got into it a whole lot, but it's fun stuff.
Yeah, I don't. With this podcast, I talked to so many race car guys, and
Yeah.
they don't. They like to like upkeep their cars, but they don't get upset about imperfections, right? Like it's just part of who they are,
Yep.
right? Like it's a race car. That's kind of like what I've kind of morphed into the older I get. I just don't like to stress about keeping stuff overly clean all the time.
Yep. I feel that.
So I don't know.
Yep. It's nice to have like a little bit of each too, like with the GTO it's just going to be really really picky about it, but like I have other cars that it's just like if it rains, who cares? If it gets dirty, who cares? Use the trunklet as a bench every once in a while.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter,
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I definitely get it with like the anxiety and stress over nice paint. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough.
Yeah. Well, especially again starting with GM black.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
You only have so much life cycle in that thing on how many times you can wax and detail and all that too. But I'm convinced he's gonna have probably one of the craziest pick threes. By the way.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
I was wondering too where this is gonna go.
Pick 3. What's that?
Yeah. Well, why don't you?
Should we just go ahead and nail it? Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. At the end of every episode, we like to ask our guests to pick 3 cars: a track car, a daily driver, and a show car. You can swap whatever you want. Money is no object. You can pick whatever you want, but you got to pick 3 cars from each category, or 1 car from each category.
Yeah. Unlimited budget.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
It's
tough.
okay. We'll have you on a second time in the future too. That's the other thing. Some people are like, "Oh my god, this is going to define me for the rest of my life." No,
Yeah.
I know. I might have to think about that. There's so many options out there.
Yeah. Which one's going to be the hardest for you? Is going to be daily.
Well, especially a guy like you that takes a little bit from everything. It puts it, like you must be. There's endless combinations going on in your head right
There
now.
is.
I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I guess solid daily. I was never really a truck guy up until like I don't know. I got an old LB7 once, and I was never really even into diesels. I had the Tempest, but like I wasn't really a huge diesel guy even when I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I got the LB7 and I put a tune on it, I was like, damn, these things actually move out, you know?
Yeah.
And that kind of spiraled into getting it more into Cummins and like Dodge and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm more of a truck guy for a daily now, even if, you know, I don't
You're
have to.
a car guy. You're picking up parts. You're
All
trailing
the
your
time.
car to places.
Yeah.
You're doing shit. Yep.
Yep.
It's a must.
So, yeah, I'm definitely more of like, I don't know. I want to be that guy that daily's a diesel and doesn't tow every day, but I don't know. I like the power on demand, and I like the room. So I'm definitely more of a truck guy for a daily. But
what are you thinking? What truck?
a Cummins.
Cummins.
Probably. I mean, see, like people rant and rave over like the 5th and 4th gens, and I'm just a 3rd gen guy. I like the simplicity to them. They're not crazy. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I'd probably pick what I daily right now is the 800 horsepower 06 3rd gen Dodge. I'm pretty happy with it. But, I mean, there's other shit out there. I just try to stay realistic, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Simple. Yeah, I like it. All right, so daily, kind of that 3rd gen Cummins.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else did you say?
It'll still be modified, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
It's got to be. You can't rock around anything that's stock, though. You can't look like normal traffic.
No,
you know?
Yeah.
absolutely not. Okay. And then track and show car.
See, that's where it gets tough.
All right, let's start with track. Would it be a car?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I've always wanted like a Viper, like an 07, 08.
So 4th gen? 4th gen?
Is that 4th gen?
I believe so.
I'm
yeah.
not huge into them, but
Yeah.
I've always liked them.
Mhm.
Maybe that for a track car. It seems like a fun track car.
It's like an ACR.
Yeah, you're talking big budget there, but yeah, maybe.
I think they're going for about $130, $140 for those 4th gen ACRs right now.
I feel like the ACRs have gone up quite a bit, though.
Well, the 5th gens.
The 5th gen ones,
Those
yeah.
ones are in like the upper 200s.
Are those the brand new ones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 13
Okay.
to 17 generation. That's the
Okay.
5th gen. Yeah.
Yep, I like the 4th gen then.
4th gen, the previous one.
Yep.
Okay, because the 3rd and the 4th gen look somewhat
the same?
similar. Yeah.
Yep.
Same, but different.
One came with an 8.1, one came with an 8.3 or something like that.
I think it was 8.3 and 8.4. I don't know. I see that's where I started mixing it up.
Yep.
But yeah, but basically 4th gen's the better one of the two.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Because I think the 4th gen and the 5th gen, I think they share a bottom end too as well. So like if you wanted to like get some 5th gen like stuff,
Sure.
Yeah, it gets interesting. We'll have a Viper expert here soon.
Sure.
But
Sure.
okay. So 4th gen Viper ACR.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there right now. If I thought
Yeah.
about it, if I had enough time, I'd probably come back here with 6
Okay, we'll come back in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Would you modify it like a stroker sort of deal?
I mean,
And
go all
tomorrow.
out at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, twin turbo, just go all out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
More power, the better.
Yeah. Okay.
But, I mean, if it's a race car, you know.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's unlimited budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So-
you could have 2, weld them together. I just go for it.
You getting the gears turning here.
Yeah, right.
So you're thinking like drag strip race car with that level of power, or road course would be pretty hard.
I like-
twin turbo.
I don't know. I'm more of a road course guy.
Okay.
I mean, I never really got into drag racing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I just figure if you can only go in a straight line, it's kind of boring because I'm
Yeah.
more like I like driving shit on the street. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And driving a drag car on the street isn't a
Have
whole
you
lot
ever
of fun.
taken a car through like some twisties or hills and things like that?
Mhm.
Then yeah, that's a whole nother level of living.
So it might get a little dangerous with a twin turbo Viper
Yeah.
around some turns and shit, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's okay. Just keep it. Don't let it spool.
Yeah.
You'll be
Yeah.
good. All right. Lock that in. So twin turbo Gen 4 Viper. Okay. And then show car.
Show car.
This is gonna be a bastard.
Let me think.
He just like I see like a slot machine in his head. All right, we got the like Euro and then like the
Yeah.
Asian and the American, and you just see like ding ding ding. It's like Euro motor in an American car, blah blah blah.
I like those old like OG GTRs. Like old,
Like R31 sort of deal.
is that what they are?
I think so.
I'm
Or
thinking
R30.
like
kind of like
they're
the boxy looking ones, right?
yeah, like 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
Like the first generation GTR.
Oh,
Always
okay.
wanted one of them. Those things are stupid expensive too. But I'd probably rock one of them for a show car.
All right. You gonna do anything crazy? LS swapping?
No, no.
You should have a GTO with a friggin' GTR engine and a GTR with an LS in it.
It's crossed my mind. God.
Throw like a VR38 into there or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Probably, I don't know, probably an RB30 build or something.
Mm.
But
Where did the RB30s come in?
so the RB30s came in like a Nissan Patrol SUV.
Oh, is that the one that they got souped up that beat that Chiron? Or no, I think that was a VR38 swap. I don't know. I can't remember.
The RB30 never came. I don't think they ever came turboed.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert, but yeah, I wish I would have done RB30 on the GTO too. But it makes the deck heights like an inch taller too, so I was a little worried about hood clearance. And I don't know, they're torque monsters though. I like that about them.
Mm-hmm.
But yep, can't go back now. We're vested.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably do something like that. I think. I don't know. White. It's got to be white.
Of course.
I think that's all they ever came in. Well, I think they
Maybe.
came in silver or gray too.
We'll have to look
I'm
it up.
picturing a silver one in my head for some reason.
Yeah, I think
White
they
was
did.
the first thing I thought of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always liked those though. So yeah, probably something cool, something with power. Not crazy though, but
So RB30 swap Gen 1.
yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. Probably. I don't know. Like I'm just pulling these ideas
Yeah.
out of nowhere right now too.
Yeah.
But
You're going to be driving home. Something else is going to come to mind. Like, oh, I should have said that.
it will. Yeah, as soon as I walk out that door, I'm gonna have something different.
When I was a guest on the show, I prepared for it. I actually wrote it down and took notes. And immediately after I drove away, I thought about 3 or 4 other options too. So I did get a chance to update mine later on. But yeah.
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 Maybe I'll get that chance. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a list like a mile long. Cross that one out. Next one. Yep. We'll
There's
see.
just so many ideas, dude.
Yeah.
So many.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say, get that car done, and then let's get back on here and talk about it.
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be sweet. So where can people like find you? Do you have like a shop Instagram or anything like that, or not really?
Yeah, I mean, I go under like Kurzhal Customs is what I go under. I'm on TikTok, Facebook. I'm not super active on that. I'm not really on Instagram. I do have an Instagram, but otherwise like Snapchat and stuff too. It's all under Kurzhal Customs. So that's where everybody can find me.
Sweet. Damn.
Cool. You can find us at Gun It Garage. It's with 2 N's. I'm looking at possibly picking up something off the wall, oddball Ford here over the next maybe week or 2. We'll see how that goes.
No,
Something,
what we need to do is get your official Mustang GTD application, which is exactly what this is, by the way, this whole episode. We got to get your GTD application in.
It's in.
You're going to sell everything that you own because you have too much crap, and you're going to get the GTD.
But then I get the regrets, man. I lose the stuff and I can't replace it, and no. I'm gonna get rid of some stuff first. There's some cars that are gonna be the last thing. Like I'll be crying as they drive away.
Well, the one you're not going to get rid of is the McLaren.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, that one's
The
staying.
McLaren and my teal Cobra are the 2 like ones that I really don't want to get rid of.
I'm glad we narrowed that down. Sell everything else, get the GTD. We're good
Yeah.
to go. And then this is an intervention. And then as for me, you guys are an hour and a half deep, so you should probably know where you're at. Make sure to sign up for the track day we have coming up with Brainerd. That'll be cool. We have a performance driving school up there. I think that covers pretty much it. Check out our sponsors, Razahood, and thank you, Ratified, for being our host. And see y'all next time.